I'm with Ken Howard, who is the coach, of course, on White Shadow. It's a great show, and I've watched every one of them. You enjoying doing it?
Yeah, it's a ball.
You played some basketball, though. You're a pretty good athlete anyway, aren't you?
I played in high school on a great team, and in college I went to Amherst, and I think my high school team would have beaten Amherst. But,
I'll tell you, White Shadow's great. You handle some very sticky subjects. You do a very good job on that.
Oh, we're having a ball on it, and we appreciate your, the phones were ringing that morning when you said you liked the show.
Are they changing it?
Yeah, we're on tomorrow night, a half hour late, at 8:30 to 9:30 after Charlie Brown.
Right.
And then we go to Saturday night, starting January 13th at 8 o'clock.
All right, Kitty, good luck to you. It's a great show.
Thanks for you.
Okay, he's the White Shadow, all right.
Well, he's a big guy, too.
I'd say he is.
Back to the action. Serious action. Larry Marshall returned the kickoff for the Los Angeles Rams. He was stopped by Dennis Thurman. And there is the man who scored the touchdown. Tony Dorsett in the game. Mom will see it in the Super Bowl. The Cowboys, like the Steelers, would have a chance to win 3 if they make it. Nobody else has ever done that.
I'll tell you one thing, the Rams will be battling in the 4th period. 1 touchdown ain't going to win it.
9:02 to left in the 3rd period. Pat Hayden, the Ram quarterback, throws back to Cullen Bryant. At a time like this, you do not want to panic too soon. You don't ever want to panic.
You know, Bryant still runs about a 4.65 40. When he came out of Colorado, he was about a 4.5 guy and a great defensive back, but he really didn't get the running job until Kutch, the great runner McCutcheon, went down this year. And as you said, with Tyler and Peacock and all the great running backs, if they had had those, this Ram team might have been unbeatable, you know?
He got 2. Bryant, by the way, is the leading rusher in the game. 14 carries, 38 yards. It's been a defensive battle. Flag. Hayden throws outside to Rod Phillips. Fumble. And he is saying incomplete pass is Pat Hayden. Ben Dreif will make the ultimate decision, and I think that's what he's saying. But again, there was a flag on the play, and I think Larry Cole might have jumped offside.
Boy, Dallas is really hitting on defense, though. Right now, it's much like that Atlanta second half start. You could almost read that somewhere in that dressing room at halftime, the defense decided to go ahead and hit. That's Larry Cole to the right. He was a little off. But this tackle right here was not by Jones.
Defense offside. That's 2nd down.
It was Larry Cole, who, by the way, I think Tom has played an outstanding game. What a clutch player.
Oh, Bubba Cole.
2nd, looks like about 3 they need at their own 32. Bryant will have it. It appears.
How about 300 and some odd carries without a fumble against people like this? There's Brunig, number 53, the middle linebacker, working against what some people say is the most underrated center in football, and that's Saul, number 61.
Number 61 had a little misunderstanding with one of his teammates last week, and the teammate lost. 1st down Rams.
On all cards.
Hayden gives to Rod Phillips, who struggles to get back to the line of scrimmage. Randy White was the first Cowboy to hit him. D.D. Lewis helped out. 7-0 Dallas. 7:55 left 3rd quarter. The number 1 defense in the NFL goes to Los Angeles.
Hayden is 5 of 13 for 55 yards and has missed on his last 5.
Dallas was the number 2 rated defensive team. Number 1 against the rush. So you figured it would be like this. Hayden going deep for Jesse. He'll be out of bounds. Benny Barnes on the coverage, and it was excellent.
It's perfect. He got inside of the receiver and made the receiver crawl all over him. Watch this. Pretty good rush here. Little blitz action for the offside. Watch Barnes now get in front of the receiver and work the sidelines, and even Jesse couldn't jump over him and catch it.
I was talking to Tom Landry Friday night after the press conference, and I said, Tom, I'm surprised nobody asked you about the problems that you had with Ron Jesse the first time, and are you going to give Benny Barnes any help? And he said, no, we think he can do the job.
You don't change what's going. Right.
Third down. And the heat is on Hayden. He throws. And it's caught and then dropped. It's incomplete. Pass is incomplete. Jodat struggling. But Glenn Walker will be in.
I'm telling you, Cliff Harris really battled at tight end, trying to make the catch. Terry Nelson, watch this. Here's the rush now. And Hayden is no longer getting a lot of time. See, number 58's in there blitzing, Mike Hegman.
And Randy White as well.
But Randy gets it. He likes to sort of get the steam coming off his back like a workhorse.
Waters again did a good job to strip that ball loose. Here's Walker's punt. And this time it's better. Butch Johnson operates from his own 29, straight up the field, and Butch gets to the 42. Again, the yellow flag is down, however. 37-yard kick by Walker that time. Going to be gripping against Dallas. And they'll back him up.
Roger Staubach is 8 of 16 for 68 yards, and he's missed on his last 5 passes. So the Ram defense hadn't gone home either.
No, sir. Both good
Personal
defense.
foul, clipping a number 59 on the run back. Timeout.
59 is Guy Brown. And he was the guilty clipper. 7:13 left in the third quarter, and the Cowboys. Roger Staubach is, of course, the Dallas quarterback. His offensive line is the way it began. Ray Theolwright and Pat Donovan the tackles. Rafferty and Scott the guards, and Big John Fitzgerald the center. The handoff is to Billy Joe Dupree. The end around struggle ends after a gain of about 3, stopped by Fred Dreyer.
Made a pretty good move on Brzezinski to pick up some yardage. I have never seen number 89 swivel hips, but it's a pretty good play. Tight end around. Rams usually come across and force this a lot earlier. Watch this move right here. He's been watching Dorsett in practice.
And in the games. 89 takes down 89.
Careful of turnovers, though. The Rams defense lives by him.
That's how Dallas got on the scoreboard. Pass interception by Charlie Waters set him up. And then that critical penalty. Roger Staubach throws over the head of Drew Pearson on the way down.
Roll to the side of Brzezinski, and the linebacker was released then, so full of speed, all ahead full. Watch number 59 to the right now, right in the center of your screen. Doing exactly what the linebacker wanted him to do, give him a shot.
Rod Perry on the coverage. Brzezinski almost got there. Jim Myers standing behind Tom Landry. The last 13 passes thrown in this game have been incomplete. That says something for your defense, doesn't it? Roger operates from the shotgun. That one is to Preston Pearson, not incomplete in Ram territory.
What a pattern, though, Pearson runs. And that time, oh, we got an offensive flag, it looks like, down. Might be some holding by Dallas.
That's what it is.
Seemed like Roger had a lot of time to wait for Pearson to swerve to the outside and come back in.
Maybe that's why. Let's see who did it.
Remember, with the new rules on blocking and no head slapping and no chucking except for 5 yards, defense is really having to fight for its life.
Offensive holding, number 68.
Herbert Scott. Will be interesting to see what this call is. Dallas has been penalized 7 times for 65 yards. The Rams twice for 15 yards. But one of those was really crucial.
And this Ram defense, because of the big rush and the excellent people deep, have 28 interceptions coming in. They love for you to throw it on 3rd and long.
Are they going to be conservative, or will they throw it?
Wish I knew.
I think conservative. I'm wrong again. Mike Fanning. Sack Staubach at the 2. 3rd sack for the Rams.
Execution on the line of scrimmage. Staubach gambling, as Patrick said. He had crossing patterns. Pearson was trying to clear. Take that shell out of the breach. Don't even worry about it.
John Fitzgerald was the blocker who tried to pick up Fanning, but he got around him. And Danny White will have his heels right at the end zone before he kicks for the 6th time. He's got to be very careful not to step out of the end zone.
And he's had one blocked. I think St. Louis got one early in the year.
They're not trying. A knuckler that Jackie Wallace handles at the 45. Retreats to the 50. Gets a couple of blocks, and he's got some room. Wallace out of bounds at the 23-yard line. The Rams in great shape. Jim Jodat got a great block. Watch number 43.
And they get them legally. They're very careful about this. A 58-yarder was Wallace's. There was Jodat's block. Great run back and good team execution.
Mike Hegman finally made the tackle. Wallace is not very fast, but he has that great knack. There he is.
He can find the crack. Place almost went upside down. The people have not stopped yelling. Now they smell something.
And Hayden asked for quiet. First down for Rams on a quick count. Larry Cole and Ed Jones converge. Jack Youngblood over on the sideline. A little oxygen.
Talk to him before a game. He looks right through you. He gives you that handshake with the taped hands, but he's not really thinking about you at all. I like him like that, don't you, before a game?
Yes. Speaking of taped hands, those belong to Saul, the Rams center. Pat Hayden is looking at Dallas blitz and throws quickly. He's got Ron Jesse. He reads that so well. As soon as he sees him, he's ready to unload. Benny Barnes made the tackle. Ray Malavasi looks on.
And same play they did early in the game in the first period. Now Jesse also has to make the adjustment. 2 steps, take the inside, and you know you're going to get a shot.
Third down approaching.
Third catch for Jesse.
About 3 yards. The Ram cheerleaders at the moment have reason to cheer. 4:15 left, third quarter. Dallas leads by a touch. Colin Bryant bowls down close to a first down. Randy White felt the power of Colin Bryant that time.
That time White was sort of shifting along, trying to get rid of the blocker. Bryant's darn near as big as Randy White. It'll be close, huh?
Very. And if they didn't make it, I gotta believe he'll go for it. And they need that much. And the discussion goes on over in front of the Ram bench, and in come Rod Phillips and Charlie Young. They are going to go for it.
The big tight end comes in, and a very good blocker inside. There's no tomorrow anyway.
They had a great supply of those pom-poms last week, but the fire department said can't use them this week. So they replaced them this week with non-flammable ones after many objections. 4th and a foot.
I got 2 already.
Jodat and Colin Bryant.
Wow.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think Bryant made an inch.
Larry Bethea is jumping up and down saying he didn't make it. Ray Malavasi is motioning, of course, in the other direction.
Remember against Atlanta when the team gambled and couldn't get the first down?
Yes.
Sometimes a foot is about 10 miles.
And Ben Drive, the referee, will bring him back again. The chains, I mean.
I thought somebody made penetration on the Rams side of the line of scrimmage.
Didn't get it.
Here it is. There's nothing fancy about 4th and a foot.
Larry Bethea made the key play. The Cowboys' #1 draft choice is worth it right now. Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire at the Coliseum in Los Angeles.
Look how that turf is chewed up where they just went 4th and a foot.
And Dallas held. They did the same thing against Atlanta. As you mentioned, Dorsett and Laidlaw. And it's Scott Laidlaw. For about 3, Cody Jones was the first Ram to hit him. It's Drew Pearson who's down, but not hurt.
Laidlaw's come on and been quite a performer, though, hasn't he? He's averaged like 59 yards for his last 5 games for the Cowboys, coming off the bench and hadn't played much up until Newhouse got the fraction.
Burton Lawless checks in with the play for Roger Staubach. Ray Malavasi and his coaching staff. That's Charlie Waller with the headset on. Cody Jones is 76. One of the Ram defensive tackles. The other is Mike Fanning. Pearson comes in motion. Rodgers going to throw it if he has time. To Dorsett. And Dorsett swings down the sideline. It will be a Dallas first down, but a penalty marker is down. Jack Reynolds chased him out, but where the flag is dropped would indicate again holding against Dallas.
Some play, though, to fake to Dorsett and get the swing going that way and then give it back to him later.
Maybe roughing the passer, I'm sorry.
Roger held it till the last second. Of course, he's been in so darn many big games.
And that comes after the game.
Defense, personal foul, roughing the passer, number 89.
Red Dreyer.
Remember, the fake now is to Dorsett going this way. Let's see where it comes from. It's Dreyer going but for the body, not trying to go through the face or anything. He was just a little late.
Cowboys come out of the hole a little bit. Just outside their own 40 is where they have the possession now. Dallas leads 7-0. That's a tough call.
That was a very tough call, I tell you. That ball was just revolving out of Rogers' hand.
Pearson again comes in motion. And he end around this time to Jackie Smith, and he is tripped up in his own backfield. Veteran Jackie Smith by Jim Youngblood.
Youngblood made 80 solo tackles. That means all by yourself. Watch this one where he strips and gets the feet. Not a good handoff, a bad exchange. Roger was fumbling with the ball from the start. I tell you, Rams are coming.
Laidlaw hit Staubach right there and almost knocked the ball loose. Jackie Smith scored a touchdown last week against Atlanta. They tied the game. Jim Youngblood has played about as well as any linebacker in the league this year.
Should be in the Pro Bowl. That is, I can't believe that he's not playing for the NFC in the Pro Bowl.
Preston Pearson in the game on second down. And 19 they need. Staubach going deep for Tony Hill. Picked off by Nolan Cromwell. Cromwell gets back to his feet, but the Rams will have the football at their own 29.
It's only the second interception for Cromwell, but you can expect him to be a great player whenever he gets a chance. A great quarterback at Kansas. Look at this. He got the inside, and the ball was underthrown just enough to give him a shot at it. Tony Hill made it pretty tough, though. He went over his shoulder and tried to get a tie, didn't he?
Cromwell is one of the best in the world, or was, in the 400-meter hurdles.
13-8 or something like that.
Hayden drops on that quick count. Jesse has it across the middle at the 44. Benny Barnes, the Dallas defender. The crowd and the Rams have come alive. 14-yard gain.
Remember, if they complete a few over the middle to either Nelson or Jesse, Miller will have a chance to get up the sidelines. They won't be able to protect and help the outside. Watch this. Good blocking. Boy, that ball is thrown right on.
Is there anybody in pro football better than Jesse coming across like that?
I don't know of anybody.
Hayden firing deep. This time it's for Miller. Aaron Kyle right with him.
Hayden was really wrapped that time just as he squeezed off the round. See where the rush came from. Rhodes Scholar sets it up. Henderson and Brunig both come down there.
Both linebackers.
But not an illegal shot.
Jesse has caught 4 passes for 42 yards. He's the leading receiver in the game. Dallas leads 7-0 with 1:15 left, third quarter. Coliseum has been full since about noon, and it still is. If Harris comes up on the line of scrimmage, takes the blitz, doesn't come. Randy White puts the heat on. Charlie Waters has the interception, and again Charlie Waters down the far sideline. Waters' second interception of the game. What a contest he has had.
Remember last year he had 3 against the Chicago Bears in the playoff. And this time it looks like Nelson is open. And again, Hayden did not have time to second guess it. Watch Hayden how quickly he has to. Randy White on the move.
Randy White gets a hurry.
Another viewpoint, a little better look. Look at the tight end. And there's Waters again. He's been watching Nelson in his sleep all week.
Colin Bryant took him out of bounds. The Rams shaken up just a little bit. That's the end of the third quarter with the score Dallas 7. That's not the end of the third quarter. We now pause for a word from your local station.
KBI. When out of the sky comes.
That's Pat Hayden, and let's go down to Frank Gleber for a report.
Preliminary indication here at the field from the Rams team doctors is that Hayden has suffered a broken right thumb. If that's the case, he's probably through for the day, and that means Vince Ferragamo for the Rams the rest of the way. Exactly how it happened, we don't know.
We know, but it was a clean shot by Randy White, and he might have hooked his thumb in the helmet hole on White's helmet.
In the ear.
Yes.
Right. In any case, Dallas gives the ball to Laidlaw, and he just barely gets back to the line of scrimmage, and then he's hustled back. Let's go back and look at that play and watch Randy White.
Here comes Randy White. Again, the ball is just gone. There's where the right hand must have gotten it. Watch now as Hayden rolls over and is still holding it sort of clinched. He's worried about the interception. That hand is already there and hurting.
Charlie Waters' 9th playoff interception, his second today, and that is a playoff record. He had been tied with Willie Brown of the Oakland Raiders before that. They give to Dorsett and a fumble.
Like Freddie Dryer made the big stick coming over the top, and that would be fumble number 14 for Tony Dorsett this year.
Of course, the Dallas player saying it's ours, and that's what the referee rules.
We have to play the Star Spangled Banner to get them untangled down there.
15 seconds left to play in the third quarter. We sort of misled you a little bit ago. Pat Donovan made the recovery.
Rafferty trying to go over from left to right for your trap block. Freddie Dryer just read it and came around behind it. Shoulder pads right on the numbers.
So it'll be a third down Cowboys. They lead 7-0 with 1 second left to go in the third quarter, and that this time is the end of the third quarter. And the Cowboys, paced by Charlie Waters' 2 interceptions, lead Dallas at the end of 3, 7-0. And the Ram fans, in spite of the fact that they trailed 7-0, are not discouraged at the moment. 3rd and 10 with Preston Pearson and Tony Dorsett operating behind, or with, I should say, Roger Staubach, who comes out of the shotgun and throws. It is Preston Pearson inside the 5 to the 3. What a remarkable performance.
And does he like to play in Los Angeles?
I think he likes Dallas, too.
I know it, but you know he's in the lineup to catch it. He'll come out of the backfield out of that shotgun. Here he is, being shadowed, cuts away from it, pushes into that defensive nickel man, and then away, and there he goes. Good ball carrier once he catches it, too.
What a good move. 1st and goal, Dallas at the 3.
Remember, Roger had to throw 46 times in that losing game here early. That was only his 20th today.
They operate from the 3. Pearson has done his work. He is out. It's Laidlaw and Dorsett behind that man. Dallas leads already 7-0. Pat Hayden has broken his thumb. And it's Laidlaw who's hit by Youngblood before he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Can't run against him, can you?
They think they do have to win the football game now. Ferragamo will be the quarterback. They've got to get some turnovers. They almost got one on that last fumble exchange.
Vince Ferragamo of Nebraska will be the Ram quarterback.
6'3", about 215. Remember we saw him in the Fiesta Bowl for Nebraska?
We also saw him in Washington last year at the end of the year when he did a good job. Hayden's thumb, by the way, was a compound fracture. And he went down in obvious pain and has gone to the locker room already. Second down and goal, Dallas. They lost 2 on that last play as Dorsett takes the fake. Laidlaw takes the ball in for a Dallas touchdown.
Laidlaw has now scored 7 touchdowns in his last 6 starts.
4 out of the last 5 years, the Rams have been in the NFC title game. They have never made it to the Super Bowl. They hired George Allen to take them there. That didn't work. Ray Malavasi got him this far.
Now Dorsett, after being faked to, cuts at Dreyer. And here's the second man, the first man out on that side. And Elmendorf just couldn't head him off the flag.
Raphael Septien with the hero holding. Charlie Waters. Dallas 14. Rams nothing. One more quarter almost. 14:02 left to play.
Touchdown play.
Laidlaw is in. Raphael Septien will kick off for Dallas. Cowboys lead it 14-0. That's the story of the drive, but the story of the game has been the play of Charlie Waters. That's Jim Jodan. That ought to be Dennis Thurman who took him down. Played collegiately here, of course, at USC.
Steele claimed a fumble on that return, and here's Ferragamo. He was 7 for 20 for 114 yards and no TDs and 2 INTs. Tough spot for a young quarterback.
Tonight on CBS, 60 Minutes. All in the family, Alice and Dallas. 60 Minutes visits the country music capital of the world, Nashville, Tennessee. All in the family has Edith losing her voice, and then Vera loses her man. And Alice, I don't know which is worse. Ferragamo drops and throws. Rod Phillips almost had it. Covered by Thomas Henderson.
Pretty involved pass play to come in with your first one. Had 3 backs, 3 receivers out on the right side. Henderson was in pretty good coverage position that time.
Jack Youngblood looking up at those lights on the far side of the field. Hayden obviously is finished. He had 7 out of 19 for 76 yards and 3 INTs. 2 by Charlie Waters that set up both the Cowboy touchdowns. Ferragamo with time this time. Had Cullen Bryant, threw it well. Charlie Waters was chasing Cullen. There's Fred Dreyer. That roughing the passer call against him a few minutes ago was marginal.
At best. By the way, a compound fracture, I'm not an orthopedic surgeon, but I have had some experience with them. Compound means it's a displacement, and the bone has come through in the thumb, and
that means it's serious.
Means you can't throw with it.
Not for a long time, anyway. John Capoletti suffered a separated shoulder earlier in the game for the Rams. He has not been back. They had a tough time injury-wise. Ferragamo has Jesse, and Jesse drops it. Again, the closest Dallas defender was Charlie Waters, but when things are going bad, they all go bad.
When the new quarterback comes in, the team either sags because Pat Hayden is out. These are 2 drops, and even really 3. That first pass he threw was catchable. I bet Jesse hadn't dropped the ball like that in 2 or 3 years.
And you've heard it said so many times. He took his eyes off the ball and started to look where he might be going before he got it in his hands. You say it, you say it, you say it. But players still do it. They always will. Glenn Walker. The Ram punter takes a stroll over to his right. He was behind the wrong man, I guess.
I think they're coming.
And the Rams take too much time.
That's better than getting it blocked.
Delay on the offense. I never have been able to decide whether a punt was an offensive play or a defensive play. What do you think?
If it's a good punter, it's an offensive play.
In this case, based on what's happened today, the Rams are on defense.
You have a way with words, don't you?
This is a fine kick, though. Butch Johnson retreats back to his own 36. Will try to get around to the outside and does not. He is tackled by Jackie Wallace. 48-yard kick that time by Walker. And so with 13:26 left to play at the Los Angeles Coliseum, Dallas leads 14-0.
Will you get through the ice and snow, rain, the long hot summer?
Got out the championship. The skies have been good to us in Los Angeles. We were just trying to look up when was the last time a team was shut out in a championship game. There's John Cappelletti with his back to you there, separated shoulder earlier. I think I was in the game the last time there was a shutout.
Well, this says 1968. The Colts and the Browns.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Gary Collins had the big day.
And Jim Brown, I think, huh?
And Frank Ryan. Dorsett shakes one tackler. And down goes the penalty flag. It was Dreyer that had the early shot at Tony Dorsett and lost him. Jack Reynolds made the tackle.
Boy, perfect position on defense, and that darn Dorsett broke the tackle. He really has strong wheels. Dupree's being the counselor on this. Oh.
Holding against Dallas.
Remember, this Ram team has run back, what, 5 interceptions for touchdowns this year.
Those cornerbacks have been very active. But now,
Offensive holding, number 35.
Laidlaw is the guilty party this time. Just scored the second Dallas touchdown. Dorsett got the other one. Both set up by interceptions by Charlie Waters.
Laidlaw's going to the left of your screen and lead for this. He doesn't go for Dreyer. He goes for Elmendorf, I believe. Pretty good looking block.
Again, it's Dorsett. And he decides the best place is to get on the ground. And he did.
Rams going to have to defensively sort of crowd the line of scrimmage now. So if Roger is going to pull a trigger on one, it'll be on a running situation when he'll take advantage of the Rams having to gamble so much on defense.
There's Charlie Waters. And over on the other side, there are a few smiles. Gosh, you remember those days in Washington when Charlie Waters played cornerback and Charlie Taylor had those great games, and Waters looked like one of the most forlorn figures you'd ever see. But that was when he was a cornerback and not a safety man.
Well, he's sure some safety man on the tight end side.
Roger Staubach on second down fires. Intended for Dorsett, I believe. Incomplete. Jackie Wallace on the coverage.
Dorsett never looked for it. Went right by his helmet. He probably heard it whistling. Players always worry you that go back to the huddle like they're never going to make it.
Like Jim Brown used to?
Yep. Trying to think of the next play they come out, they look like they're shot out of guns.
Staubach 11 out of 22 for 98 yards. Dorsett 12 carries for 30 yards. So the Ram defense has done a good job. Don and Mary just saw it on CBS. The lone setback was Preston Pearson. Across the middle to Tony Hill.
Oh.
And what an athlete that is. Drew Pearson, I beg your pardon, it was not Tony Hill. Tony Hill was with him. Drew Pearson made the catch for 17 yards.
And Drew was dragging the player all the way with him, trying to get up for the first down yardage. He was pretty well covered. That's only Drew Pearson's second catch of the day for 19. He'll come under right to the top center of your screen. There he is. Now watch this effort. Got a long way to go for the sticks. Holding hands for a while.
With Rod Perry.
Let's go, Jackie.
He has already set a playoff record, Drew Pearson has, for catching passes in the most playoff games consecutively, 10. Of course, you got to get there before you set those kind of records. Dallas has been there a lot. Danny White to punt. Again, it's off the side of his foot. Jackie Wallace comes over. Bounces out of bounds at about the 19. 34-yard kick for Danny White. Beginning a little dark in Los Angeles. Dark on the Los Angeles side particularly. It's 14-0 Dallas.
Right.
The skyline of Los Angeles back in the background. This is quite a place.
The Cowboy offense has only 145 total yards. You said the Ram defense played superbly. You're absolutely right.
Cowboys lead 14-0 as Vince Ferragamo is sacked by Dave Stalls. Number 65 comes out of nowhere.
Well, the great thing about Tom Landry is quietly, when some of his players, as young people will do, get into problems, he's taken them into his home and been very nice to them, and nobody's ever heard about it. He's never held it against them. He is really a superb person with young people.
Very active member in the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and a super guy. Waters up faking a blitz on second down. Ferragamo gets to Curlin Bryant. He breaks a couple of tackles. And the Rams into Randy Hughes, who finally gets him down.
They finesse Randy White that time. Watch to the right of your screen, 54. They cut him from the outside. As he spun back into the hole, Bryant just ran behind the block. Again, if you get him straight ahead, you really have to call a towing truck to stop him. He is something.
Ray Malavasi and the other members of his staff looking on. Lionel Taylor standing right next to him. Pretty good receiver himself, wasn't he? Illegal motion. It'll be Doug France. He started to come back too soon.
We ought to keep in mind, too, that the backfield that's in there right now in this championship game, none of would be starters if people hadn't gotten hurt.
Let's see what's going on with Frank Gleber down on the sideline.
Cowboys have a tendency to blitz young quarterbacks. We talked to D.D. Lewis. He says they will blitz some, particularly when the backs check up. But they know that Ferragamo can throw it a mile, so they're going to play that 4 zone and play it back deep.
You know, if you need information, I can't think of anybody better to get it from than Gleber. Can you?
Go right to the source. What do you think Ray's thinking right now?
Oh, gosh.
The wasted chances, perhaps? They had a couple.
Yeah. 2 missed field goals in the first half by Corral. Third down, Ferragamo retreats. And they throw the screen pass out to Cullen, who is in front of the blockers. Randy White is, again, right there.
I look back on, I think, that 4th and a foot gamble took a lot of that, whatever that quality is that great teams have, that you can't get a foot, you know, what can we do?
Well, I think it's sort of ironic, too, that but for a similar thing that happened last week, it might be Atlanta playing here. Cowboys held them in a similar situation, and Walker drills this one. I take back everything I said about his kicking. Butch Johnson out to about the 43, a 50-yard kick by Walker.
Got it to roll over. 5.3, I'll bet.
There a long time. I ask you this: is he really another Elvis, or is he just one of hundreds caught up in the money-making scheme by fast-talking Nashville promoters?
And we'll find the answer out on 60 Minutes tonight, huh?
They'll be in Music City, USA, Nashville, Tennessee, right after the game, except here on the West Coast, where it'll be seen at its normal time.
You know I'm taping it.
In its entirety.
That means all of it, right?
At the 44, first down, Cowboys. Roger Staubach gives for Laidlaw, who gets a couple. Jim Youngblood over on that Dallas bench. Ed Jones visiting with Dave Stalls.
You know, I was sitting with Harold Carmichael and the master and a couple of players one day. And you know what the Super Bowl or a championship is all about?
Big Daddy, Langston.
It's the ring.
Langston, Oklahoma. Big Daddy. Joe Campese.
It's not the big check. It's the ring that they get that symbolizes they were something special in that particular time, you know?
Yeah. You got one. 1960.
Not the most expensive, but it feels good.
Dorsett struggles for one, perhaps. No more than that. Dallas 14. Los Angeles nothing. The last time the Rams were shut out was by San Francisco 2 years ago, 16-0. That was not in a playoff game, though.
I have a feeling you're going to start tackling the football a little bit. The Ram players on defense are a hostile group at best, and they're going to go for it. I guess you go down, you know, scratching and clawing.
They'll do that. Third down, 6 yards to go at the 47. Dallas has Laidlaw, Pearson, I beg your pardon. Preston with a lone setback. Tony Hill breaks inside Nolan Cromwell, and the ball sails over his head. Tony Hill yelling at one of the officials saying he was interfered with, but I don't think that's legitimate.
Safety blitz was picked up pretty well by the Dallas offense, but I don't think Roger did much but airmail that one and special delivery it out of the field of play.
Danny White dropped back. We'll be in the locker room of the NFC champion after the game. Our man, Mr. Gleaver, and if things work out as we plan, we'll also have a chance to chat with whoever turns out to be the loser. Jackie Wallace back for the Rams and Danny White to punt for Dallas. They're trying to block it. Again, it's a bad drop and a bad kick. Takes a Dallas bounce right into the hands of Thomas Henderson.
Talk about double jeopardy, though. You lose your starting quarterback with a compound fracture of the thumb, and the young man has to go in and ignite the offense. He probably hasn't worked with Jesse and Miller and the different people much at all this season, really.
You also think about the Ram losses. I make no excuses, but you think about the Ram losses in running backs with Capoletti, McCutcheon, Peacock, and Wendell Tyler, all gone because of injuries. And McCutcheon and Tyler and Peacock, the speed backs that they had. Jesse comes in motion, and Ferragamo gets to Cullen Bryant. Randy White. Oh, what a play. What a defensive play.
He finished 16 regular season games, Randy White, I'm talking about the University of Maryland All-American, with 92 solo tackles. Now, on the line of scrimmage, I don't know if there's ever been anybody that's swift, that can get to the people that often.
Charlie Waters in the middle of that defensive huddle, calling the signals and getting the signals from Ernie Stotner, who runs it over on the sideline. Then Ferragamo drops and throws outside to Cullen Bryant. He was looked at and tackled finally by Randy White and Cliff Harris. Malavasi
loading up. He takes the bad part of this game all right. He's got a good family. He's going to be all right. You win some, you lose some. He wanted this one badly.
Raphael Septien encouraging his Dallas teammates. It's 14-0 Cowboys. The Pittsburgh Steelers are already in, and the Cowboys look like they'll have a rematch. Harvey Martin hit. Willie Miller gets down the sideline. Randy Hughes casing. Willie Miller and got him. And Miller did a remarkable job to stay in bounds and stay on his feet. 65 yards. And a pass from Ferragamo to Miller.
Of course, he was the big receiver, 50 catches during the year. Caught the TD against Dallas the first game. Watch this move by Miller now. 31-year-old rookie. Looks like he knows what he's doing. He got Cliff Harris to go out, and now it's over. Used to be a 9-3 sprint man at Colorado State.
Randy Hughes made quite a play to prevent that touchdown. It'll be first and goal, Ram, just inside the 10. And maybe I spoke too soon.
Miller's first catch, and a good throw by Ferragamo.
Again, the sellout crowd comes very much alive. Ferragamo gets to Colin Bryant, and he fumbles, and Dallas has the ball back. Harvey Martin fell on the ball.
And Harvey Martin made the tackle from behind and just literally blew the ball out of Bryant's grasp.
Was that Colin Bryant's first fumble?
In 300 and some odd carries. Probably 315. Watch this. Left part of screen. 79. Forces it, catches it, and holds it up.
14-0 Dallas. Aha. Hi, Sandy. Sandy, of course, is our director, Sandy Grossman.
I saw that girl the other day looking for fossils at the La Brea tar pits. I swear to you.
What are you doing at the La Brea tar pits?
Just walking around. You know how I am.
Looking for fossils. First down, Dallas. That's Dorsett. And Tony Dorsett down the far sideline, being chased by Rod Perry, and finally caught by Rod Perry. But Dorsett streaks down the sideline for a gain of 53 yards.
Remember those great shots we have of Jesse Owens at Berlin running that 100-yard dash? Look at this. Watch how smooth this is. And the Colorado Buffalo stays right with him. Oh, he breaks out quickly, doesn't he?
All the way to the Ram 36. Dorsett is now 14 carries for 84 yards. That one helped his average.
He ran the 4.4 on a long grass field in August. 40-yard dash. That's pretty swift.
Quick. Billy Joe Dupree lines up on the left. Jackie Smith lined up tight on the right. Dorsett behind Laidlaw. They're both behind Starbucks. That's Laidlaw. And Dallas drums down behind Laidlaw's carry to the 32. Mike Fanning on the tackle. 31-yard line. 5:45 left to play, and some of the massive crowd that was here in the Coliseum has started to depart.
Is that fumble a blow, though, after a great pass and run Ferragamo to Willie Miller to cough it up on that first one going in?
Be interesting. Super Bowl will. Looks like it's going to be Pittsburgh against Dallas. Dorsett shuffles his feet and shuffles down to about the 22 before Elmendorf made the tackle.
Dorsett gets it wheeling. He's a little bit scary.
10 yards on that one.
I think if you were playing hearts with him, he'd drop the queen on you without any problem. He gets the team down. He starts getting the yardage in big stretches.
As it should be. Look at the L.A. bench. And, of course, their offensive unit. Their defense has played so very well. Doug France, that big, broad back.
Dorsett has 94 and 15 carries.
Laidlaw this time inside the 20 to about the 17. Rams have all of their timeouts left, so does Dallas, but they're not going to be calling too many. Vince Ferragamo, who replaced Pat Hayden after Hayden suffered a broken thumb on his right hand, a compound fracture. There are Cowboy fans here. And they got a reason.
I think Hollywood Henderson's out of his mind. If the Rams team that we've watched today doesn't have class, Maybe he doesn't know what it is.
That could be. Second down, Dallas. They need 6. Ram 18. They already lead 14-0. Dorsett gets around to the outside, and again it's Rod Perry chasing over Phil Simpson. And Dorsett is near a Dallas first down. And he's also near 100 yards on the day.
Well, the acceleration takes place without the noticeable jerky maneuvers.
First down.
Out of the eye, so you don't know which way he's going to go. When they're in a pro set, teams like it better. When you're in the eye, Dorsett can go either way. It's tougher.
Both teams have had 58 offensive plays. Dallas has 14 points. The Rams have none.
Shows you with only that number of plays, though, how well the defenses have really torn it up, huh?
Nobody asked me about a most valuable player, but if they do, I pick Charlie Waters. Dorsett, the ball carrier. Close to the 10. It's a first down, Dallas. Well, that was.
Look at Reynolds. There's another underrated inside linebacker in this game.
Tell you what, he's not underrated by his own team. They stay away from him. The Rams have come so close so many times. It looks like today will end in another day of frustration.
Second down, 9 yards to go.
Dallas Cowboys. What a franchise that has been. Staubach will throw, and he has Billy Joe do 3, and it's 20-0.
Touchdown number 10 for 89.
In the blue shirts and all.
Rodgers now 13 of 25. 126 yards.
Billy Joe Dupree wide open in the Ram end zone. Nobody close.
Two tight end offenses worked pretty well the last couple of weeks.
Raphael Septien with Charlie Waters holding. It's good. And it's Dallas 21. The Rams nothing. 2 minutes, 56 seconds left to play in this contest. We'll be in the Dallas locker room after it's over. Dorf, the Rams safety man, gone. And not for long.
I'm thinking about all the teams, you know, and I'm thinking about all the teams that played this year that are sitting at home watching this. A lot of good football was played. It just happens that Dallas and Pittsburgh are going to settle it.
You saw Isaiah Robertson coming over, patting Pat Thomas on the back. It's been a long year, but a good year for us, Dallas, Pittsburgh, and really for the Rams and all the other teams who made that playoff roster too. Jim Jodat, the Ram ball carrier.
Dorsett had 70 yards of that 89-yard drive that just ended up in a touchdown.
Jim Youngblood. That's Ferragamo as the Ram quarterback. Don't forget the NBA on CBS, regional game coverage. The Knicks against Kansas City. Chance to see Bob McAdoo in action. Chicago against Milwaukee, and the Los Angeles Lakers against Seattle Supersonics. First and 10 for Vince Ferragamo. Who drops, tries to throw a screen pass, was hit. Thomas Henderson got a hand on it. It looked like Harvey Martin might have hit him just as he let it go.
Ferragamo's 7th pass. He has 3 completions. Big rush this time. Watch from the backside. Harvey Martin's going to reach over and almost get the ball before it goes, and Ed Jones almost jumped over it.
Don't forget, we will be in the Cowboy locker room after the game is over. Frank Lieber will be in there to interview the Cowboys, and if things work out as we hope, Irv Cross will be in the Ram locker room. I would imagine Here's Randy White chasing Ferragamo, and Randy falls down. The flag is already down. The pass is picked off by Cliff Harris, and he goes down. Oh, what a feeling that is if you're on that Ram side of the field. I've been there.
I know what you mean, but the greatest teaching method of football is to watch a great player do it. And Randy White went over to the side and missed the tackle on Ferragamo and got right back up and started looking for somebody else to chase. Watch number 54 now.
Offside, number 72. Second down.
Ed Jones was offside.
Watch 54. Now watch Randy White, all-pro MVP from last year. Gets back up. He's looking for somebody else to do battle with. So's Jethro, huh?
Jethro Pugh. 2nd and 5. You see that sign over there?
What's the sign say?
Said, Mom, send cash. No credit cards.
Don't pay the ransom. I've escaped, right?
Ferragamo drops again. This time the protection is good for a moment. Willie Miller is taken down by Aaron Kyle. We'll have the 2-minute warning. 14-yard gain, Ram first down. We'll have the 2-minute warning before they run another play.
Realize how efficient Aaron Kyle plays football. It's the first call we've made.
Well, that's respect, don't you think?
You bet you it is.
They just don't throw at him. Tom Landry will take his team to the Super Bowl for the 5th time. They've won 2 already. Ram first down with 2 minutes to play. The Cowboys lead 21-0.
Roger Staubach only threw the ball 25 times today. In the losing game here, he threw 46 times.
Vince Ferragamo. Complete this time to Billy Waddy. Thomas Henderson wrapped him up around his feet. Turned out that Thomas Henderson might have been a prophet.
You mean that they might win the football game?
Yes. Ferragamo fires, and this time it's Willie Miller out of bounds, covered by Aaron Kyle. Or at least he was close. Clock stops with 1:34 left to play, and a flag is down on the far side of the field as Ferragamo and Willie Miller look to Ray Malavasi.
I tell you, officiating's been first class, though.
Well,
there are always going to be some tough calls.
But they get here because they've done a good job throughout the year. This is their award, the officials, I mean.
Well, there are a lot of rules to cover and a lot of great players that know how to play right up to the limit of the law.
No penalty. No penalty.
No penalty, Ben Dreit says.
I like it. They talked it over and didn't think it was a penalty.
Ferragamo has exhibited he has a good arm. Henderson. I don't believe anybody's going to catch him.
If he dunks it over the goalpost, it should signify something. There he's going for it.
There he goes. 68-yard return with the interception of a Ferragamo pass by Thomas Hollywood Henderson. He backed up his statements, didn't he?
Boy, he made a run on that ball and had it from the moment it's released. Ferragamo going to that flat. Boy, he didn't even look up to see if the LB was out there. We said before, this young man has about as much natural ability as any football player you'll ever see. He talks it and he does it. Watch this move. Little jump shot right off the glass.
Oh, a little finger wave there. Rafael Septien with Charlie Waters holding. We'll try to make it 28-0. Dallas. There's a serious problem on the field down behind the Ram bench with the police and a pedestrian. We'll check it out. A very justifiably so, Roger Staubach. We'll talk about your class guys.
You got to get outside
Right.
the 35.
I like him because he got up and yelled at the Rams in that first game, so we might beat you in the playoffs.
There is the problem, whatever it is, that we were talking about a minute ago.
Looks like a SWAT unit down there that's
It does.
restoring peace.
Septien kicks it out of bounds. Finally.
Herky, the big Pro Bowl guard. Strong and tired.
Dennis Hara.
Yep.
Whatever the problem was, there he is. I guess he just ran on the field.
Might have gotten too much Perrier water or something. Good luck, man.
Tony Dorsett over on the Dallas bench with the doctor. She knows you'll be there, Tony D. That's Ben Agajanian that just walked into the picture.
A kicker of note.
Great kicker. He also cut hair.
Did he used to give you guys haircuts?
Oh, yeah.
And charge you?
Well, a few favors here and there.
Six-pack to go.
Up Perrier. Minute 19 left to play as Septien kicks off again. That would be Joe Dad at the 5. Jim Joe Dad is out of bounds, taken out by Guy Brown. Dallas 28. Los Angeles nothing. There were chances for both teams early. Well, there was nothing at the half.
Everybody talks about turnovers, you know, and you can't really coach against them. You just get the people that don't do it under pressurized situations. Obviously, this man has committed a turnover.
This was a Cowboy fan, it looked like, that fell in disfavor with the Los Angeles police. Nolan Cromwell, who really, if anything happened to Ferragamo, would have to be the quarterback. Ferragamo throws behind. Let's see. Number 84 is Ron Smith. Right.
Malavasi the other night after the press conference got into the limousine that was driving back home and pulled into a little tavern where he's always been going on a Friday and had a couple with the guys. He said, I do it all the time. It's another game. It's the most important, but this is my life. And
no reason to change.
No reason to change.
Again, we'll be going to the Dallas locker room and perhaps the Los Angeles locker room after the game is over. And the Cowboys and the Steelers in a rematch of Super Bowl 10, which was one fine contest.
Dallas was a lot younger then.
That was the year when they had the 12 rookies. And that's also the year they came out here when nobody thought they could beat the Rams, and they won 37-7. Ray Malavasi waited a long time to be a head coach. And did one heck of a job.
And does he let his assistants coach? He walks by, and the only thing he misses is the person-to-person contact that a coach has when he's working with a unit. He said he does miss that.
3rd and 10 for Ferragamo and the Rams. Coliseum empties. Caught by Dwight Scales. Touchdowns for Dallas by Dorsett, by Dupree, by Laidlaw, and by Hollywood Henderson. Ferragamo throws in the direction of Billy Waddy. Aaron Kyle and Dennis Thurman on the coverage.
The Rams had 15 possessions of the football, 2 fumbles, 4 interceptions, 2 missed field goals early when they really would have meant something, 5 punts, and twice they were stopped on downs, and once, of course, on 4th and a foot, driving.
That's a pretty good breakdown of the frustrations that they've had today. It's 28-0 Dallas. Miami, get ready. There'll be a lot of folks there with high-heel boots. And a lot of folks with Pittsburgh Steeler hats as Cliff Harris picks off the second interception of the day. The pass from Vince Ferragamo, and that should just about do it. It was intended for Ron Smith.
Remember when Clint Murchison, the owner of the Cowboys, gave Tom Landry a 10-year contract in 1964, and everybody said, that's the craziest thing we ever heard of.
It really wasn't.
Sure wasn't. 2 years later, they were in the championship game against Green Bay.
I think he can renew if he wants to.
He'll probably tell the Dallas people when he's had enough, huh?
I'd imagine that would be just the way it is. 31 seconds left to play, that's all. We would like, really, while we have the clock running now, to say thank you, sincerely, both Tom and I, to all the people around the National Football League, the publicity men, the coaches, the assistants, who've been so helpful to us throughout this great year, and it's really been a great year, Thomas.
Well, it sure has. Tom Mack, that last shot you had of the great Ram guard, played in his 186th consecutive game today.
There goes Mr. Landry. He wasn't the coach of the year, but my goodness, what a job he did. It's tough to repeat, and Dallas wins 28-zip. Tom Landry heads for the locker room, and Tom, would you like to say so long?
And I love football players, and I like our game.
Well, I thought we were saying goodbye, but we're not. Let's go to Brent.
Okay, thank you very much, Pat and Tommy. Jimmy the Greek, it's now a rematch. Pittsburgh against the Dallas Cowboys, and how do you rate it? Who will be favored?
Brent, it's going to be extremely close, but I'm going to give Rooney's men, the Pittsburgh Steelers, a slight edge. A very small edge, by the way. Like a field goal.
Like a field goal, right? And Lehman, how would you analyze that game, Pittsburgh and Dallas?
I thought the real key, well, the Pittsburgh-Dallas game, I think Pittsburgh will win it also.
Okay, very good. Let's go back to Pat and Tommy.
And you can look now at the confusion and the happiness of the Dallas dressing room. There's Gil Brandt walking by.
He's a big part of it, isn't he?
He sure is. Talk about contributors to that program. Gil Brandt would certainly be one. And Frank Lieber is down there in the locker room. Here comes Scott Laidlaw. Ram fans obviously very, very disheartened at the moment, although not too much, it doesn't seem.
Let's see how they could be, you know. They beat every team in the playoff. The Steelers have got to think about it. The Rams handle them on that Sunday night.
That's right. There's the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, and of course is Thomas Henderson. That's Clint Murchison. And the Ram fans still waving those pom-poms. There'll be other years. There's our friend Bedford Wynn. And there's Frank Lieber. Let's go down to him.
A very happy scene in the Cowboy locker room. You know, Patrick, somebody's going to win the Super Bowl for the first time 3 times. Dallas and Pittsburgh have each won the Super Bowl twice, and of course the Cowboys become the first team ever to go to the Super Bowl 5 times. So that's quite an accomplishment. We're waiting for the Cowboy players to complete filing in here, and hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to one or two of them. Here's Roger Staubach coming up here right now. Come on, Roger. Congratulations, great game, great second half.
Well, it was, a defensive struggle, and Charlie Waters made the plays that set up our offense. Offensively, we're a little erratic. The Rams have a great defense, but the turnovers, Charlie's plays in the third quarter made the difference in the game.
Nice to have those short drives, isn't it?
That made a big difference. We got frustrated early in the game. We missed a touchdown to come back, scoring 2 in the third quarter. The way our defense was playing gave us a good feeling.
How do you feel about playing Pittsburgh?
Well, I've said before this game the 3 finest defenses in football are Dallas, Pittsburgh, and Los Angeles. Hey, it's my own personal feelings. People disagree with that, so we're going up against another great defense, and Bradshaw's hot as a firecracker, and they'll score on us, so we have to score.
Thank you very much, Roger. Coach, come on in here. Congratulations to you. First time to get to the Super Bowl 5 times. That's quite an accomplishment.
It really was. I'll tell you, it was a great game, too. It was a great defensive battle, up till we broke it open on interceptions, and, of course, that thing had turned us our way.
Really, have you ever seen a better defensive game overall in the playoffs?
We couldn't move the football, and they couldn't either. We just couldn't move against them, and they couldn't move against us, and it became the Charlie Waters interceptions, a couple of them, and so on, that broke it to us, and when Of course, it starts steamrolling in a playoff game like this, and you get a lot more.
Some of the players we're talking, the Rams seem to be unusually uptight at the start of the game. Did you feel that?
Well, you know, I think you're always uptight. If you haven't been to the Super Bowl and you've been to 9, and the Rams are a fine football team, you know, and it's just a shame they haven't ever made it to the Super Bowl because they deserve it. And when that happens to you, sometimes you do get up a little tight.
Size up the Cowboys and the Steelers now.
Well, I think I've always said all year Steelers are the best team, you know, through the season because they just played that way, and they're a great football team.
Thank you very much. Congratulations to you, Coach.
Okay, Frank.
Let's go back to Pat.
Thank you very much, Frank. You look at the darkness starting to settle on the city of Los Angeles, and it's settled on the Rams today as the Cowboys won 28-0. And we'd just like to dedicate this broadcast to that gentleman, George Drago. And we would like to thank Chuck Milton and Sandy Grossman and Rick Sharp and Brooks Graham and Mike Burks and everybody who contributed and made our job so easy. Not just those people, but the ones that work with us throughout the year on our coverage of the NFL. Terrific, Tom.
Let's go get a cool one, all right?
That sounds like a good idea to me. So for Tom Brookshire, this is Pat Summerall saying so long from Los Angeles. The NFL on CBS is a presentation of CBS.
This isn't gum.
That stops the clock at 17 seconds to play, and this 28th Sugar Bowl game should belong to the Pittsburgh Panthers. Just short of Georgia blocking it up on a 4th down and 4.5. Marino goes 33 yards down the middle to his tight end. The point is good. And Georgia's hopes for repeating as national champions have just gone a-glimmering.
Keith, it's been a well-played football game, except for a few penalties because of the noise level in the dome here. Marino showed great poise. Pittsburgh's offense felt they could score, and they did. Georgia defense held.